Morning. Morning, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to be here on time. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll start with a roll call.
Mr. Featherling?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Long? Here. Ms. Weber? Mr. Dunnell? Mr. Smith? Ms. Foster? Ms. Andrade? Mr. Kirkstra? Ms. Monday?
Present.
Ms. Amber Turner? Mr. Lowy?
Present.
Ms. Denise Turner? Mr. Alexander Hildebrand?
Present.
We do have a quorum.
All right. Thank you, Joanne. Any public comment?
Does somebody have to vote to let me in?
Okay. Thank you, Joanne. Any public comment? Mr. Lowy?
I don't have public comment, sorry.
No public comment. Let's have a vote to allow Ms. Monday to participate virtually. First by Mr. Lowy, second by Ms. Turner from Moments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed, same sign. Great, welcome Ms. Monday.
Thank you.
And I think should we do it for Mr. Featherling as well? Okay, Mr. Lowy, Ms. Turner from Moments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. All right, great. Welcome, John. Again, any public comment? Seeing no public comment, we'll look at the April 15th meeting minutes. Consider those for approval. Moved by Mr. Dunnell, seconded by Mr. Lowy. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed say nay. Great. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 4 on the agenda. Under building, we've got building report April 25 and May 25.
Okay.
Turn that over to Mr. Skimmerhorn.
We've had some pretty busy months, the last 2 months in the building division of the office. For April, we had a total of 97 permits. 4 of those were new houses, brought in revenue of $74,144. That is up from the previous year's April, which we only brought in $27,000 the year before. So that's, we are very busy in the building division. For May, we issued another 4 houses, a total of 121 permits, and brought in $84,105 in revenue. And that was up from the previous year of $49,000.
Any questions on that for Mr. Skimmerhorn?
What do we attribute that to? That's a sizable increase.
Solar farms.
Ah, okay.
Any other questions?
That many, huh?
Well, the average, we're averaging about $30,000 per permit for each solar farm.
Got it. Ms. Foster.
Yeah, good morning, Delbert. What part of the county is that happening? All over or just in one?
It's all over. The solar farms are popping up just about everywhere. As far as the new houses, they're not concentrated in any particular area. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that a lot of those are on acreage and not in subdivisions. At least 2 of the new houses are in Pembroke Township.
Yeah, we do have a couple. Great.
So regarding the solar farms, here's a question. So last year, I think it's been at least a year ago, I know everything was approved for that solar farm up by Grace Baptist Academy on Waldron Road there, and nothing is still going on there. Does it take that long once we approve it for the solar farm to actually begin putting things into place?
That one's in the city of Kankakee, so I don't know what their process is there.
Okay, gotcha.
That's not one of ours. We don't have a zoning process anymore. Ours goes straight to building permitting. So usually when they apply for the building permit, within 2 to 3 months, we're issuing the permit.
And then how quickly do they actually begin placing things on the property?
That varies. I mean, that's a corporate decision on their part. Depends on when they're ready. Some of them start right away. Some of them wait a few months.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Okay, just curious.
Any other questions on the building report? If not, we'll move into the stormwater MS4 program discussion. Got it. Before we move on, we need a motion to accept and approve the building report for April and May of 2025.
Motion.
Ms. Foster and Ms. Monday. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay.
Aye.
Got it. Great. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder on that. Okay, now into the stormwater MS4 program discussion.
That's like every month. We just ask if there are any stormwater, clean water issues in your districts. Anything you want to discuss. Keep in mind, you don't have to wait till you get here to do that. You can call me anytime.
Seeing none, we'll move into the MS4 report.
That is not ready yet, so we're going to move that to next month.
Got it. Item number 5 under planning, SCP Round 2 grant request.
Yes, the Kankakee Regional Land Bank Authority would like to make a request to utilize our SCP Round 2 funds, and Dr. Crawford is here to explain that request.
Got it. Go ahead, Mr. Crawford.
All right, thank you. Good morning.
Doctor.
You want to come up here where you can use the table? And okay.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
So, Land Bank has been doing some work on identifying some properties here in the county, and we've been able to locate at least 3 at this juncture that we feel make good candidates for resale. The first is at 643 South Myrtle. Our plan to acquire this depends on how things go. We've been asking the city to convey liens against this property to the land bank, but it also qualifies for abandonment. And so with consulting with our legal team, we're trying to see which method of acquisition is best for this particular property. However, we're asking for access to not exceed $5,000 as it relates to just the cost of the legal process for acquiring this particular property. I have submitted the information packets on this property to IDA. They've come back with an approval. And so we're now asking you guys to also approve our access to those acquisition funds for this particular property. And again, we think this will make a really good resale property there in the city on Myrtle Avenue. Yes.
Dr. Crawford, just for my clarification, what does the IDA stand for? Is that like an acronym for something?
Oh yeah, Illinois Housing Development Authority.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. SCP is a strong communities program that IDA puts forward for these particular processes. All right. So next is just the map showing you exactly where that property is located within the city on South Myrtle Avenue. All right, next please. This one is 2 Charlton. This one is coming up for abandonment. That's a clear strategy of acquisition for this particular property. It's actually a pretty magnificent home that has gone unoccupied for quite some time. And we feel that it will make a really significant contribution to this particular block, being that the vast majority of the houses on this block are well maintained. The neighborhood looks great. This has been the only eyesore on this particular block. And so we feel like we have a really strong chance of acquiring this through abandonment. This also has been submitted and been approved by IDA. And so we're asking this board's approval to access those particular funds. We really believe that this is going to fetch a good sale price once we finally acquire that.
Are you, Mr. Crawford
Mhm.
or Dr. Crawford? Are you also asking for the 75,000 remodeling cost on this one?
No,
No.
not yet. The issue with this is first we have to have ownership, as you know.
Yes.
We have to have a deed. And so the first step is just to acquire the property. And then once we acquire it, then we can go forward, possibly with a second round. Yeah, there's that map location for 2 Charlton. All right, next please. All right, this one is 427 South Chicago. This is actually owned by the city. The city has agreed in word to convey this property to us. The city had planned to demolish this, and that is the only reason why you see demolition on this. I really believe, I am about 90% sure that this house can be saved and remodeled, but it is going to take some work. It has, how can I put this? I guess there's no clean way to put this. It has a lot of animal feces in it. Raccoons got into it and made it their home for a while, and you can tell. But it's old, so it's not fresh. So they haven't been in there for a while. But that aside, there is some interior damage that needs to be repaired, but we believe structurally it is sound. I've walked through it myself along with city employees. I think it's sound and it can be saved. So my plan is go ahead and offer that up for sale. Once we have the deed, we may have to do some minor work on it to make it more attractive for a potential buyer to fix, but it is a duplex. And so we're just looking to have access to funds for acquisition at this stage, even though we may not need the funds for acquisition because the city is conveying this to us. But I wanted you to be aware that this is on our radar. We plan to do some work on this. All right. And this one is 755 North Francine. It's a nice little house on a nice little quiet street. So we've asked the city to convey liens to us, and that strategy for that is a lien foreclosure followed by judicial sale. And so to cover the cost of those legal proceedings, we're asking for up to $5,000. This too has already been approved by IDA, as I've submitted the required documentation to them. They came back with an approval. And so now I'm bringing it to you guys to ask for your approval for access to those funds once we have gone through the process of acquisition. And there you see its location on the map. And that's it for now. For now. I'll be back.
Any questions for Dr. Crawford?
So what's the total amount of the grantor you're asking for today?
So for these 4 properties, it would be not to exceed 20,000.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Thank you,
Mr. Lowy.
Mr. Crawford, or Dr. Crawford, I apologize.
Okay.
You had other monies up there. Is that just after we've obtained the property and then
Yes.
seeing what it needs to either be updated or if it's feasible to fix up in order to sell?
Yes.
In your opinion, is there any downside to any of these properties that might cost us anything or cost the program anything? Where we would lose money, or I guess my question is there any downside that you can foresee?
Honestly, no. The way I approach this, I try to think like an investor, and I try to think, okay, what is it that we may need to do, if anything, to make this property more attractive to an investor. And some of these properties, you know, our resale price is going to be low. It's going to be very low because of the amount of work that needs to be put in. But we just want to make sure that we are now receiving back what we put into it. And so if we do end up, you know, say giving or putting in $10,000 to just kind of stabilize the house, the resale price is going to reflect that to cover all the costs. And so in my estimation, no, I think the only problem would be if we can't sell it.
Gotcha.
And I don't really foresee that, not with the way things have been going in Kankakee County. There's been a lot of investment, and I've been speaking with different investment groups about properties.
I have a question.
Yes.
I did.
Go ahead, Ms. Monday.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Crawford, so if this property at 427 South Chicago is owned by the city of Kankakee, why are we as a county being involved in that? Why can't the land bank just handle that with the city? It's their property. So I guess I'm confused on, because the rest of these are abandoned, you know, or in foreclosure. That one's not, right?
Correct. That one is held by the city. The reason why.
Okay, so why? Yeah, go ahead and explain if you can.
The reason why I've submitted it to you today, one, is to put it on your radar that we are going after this. Two, is because there may be some additional costs that we have to incur dealing with this property and bring it into our fold. And so I wanted to present it for an option for you to approve, so that if we have to spend any money for this, we can be reimbursed.
So why would this, and again, I'm just trying to understand the flow of dollars and cents. So why wouldn't the city be the one to give you the money to do what you need to do to try to get this up to speed and sold?
Because the city did not apply for SCP2 grant. County applied, and so those funds are held by the county. And again, this is a reimbursement thing. So we'll have to spend the money first. The grant allows us to be reimbursed for what we spend on the acquisition.
Okay. So what is the city, Kankakee City's not doing anything with this, just so I'm clear.
Right.
To try to upgrade this or to get it sold.
Right.
They've left that all up to you to use the grant money. And when the house is sold, is the city going to recover any funds from this sale?
Those funds will go to the land bank.
That's what I want to be clear. So the city's not going to recover any money from that. It's all going to the land bank.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Mr. Featherling.
Hey, Dr. Crawford, are you doing any work in the county itself? I mean, everything I've seen so far, it's come through. I don't believe one property of any time, of anybody spending any time out in the country looking at stuff. We got things in the county we wanted to do, and that's one of the reasons why I voted for this, is because we have so many eyesores out throughout the county. And it seems like you're picking in the city, and you know, we got some of the ugliest eyesores in the county as you approach town. I'd really like to concentrate on some of that stuff too.
Yeah,
and that's why
I agree. I do. I 100% agree with you.
Guys, talking over me or whatever, but it's okay. I just think that, you know, everything going to the city of Kankakee is not what I voted for, so I have to take a look at this.
Okay, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, well, the thing is that you keep agreeing, and you knocked down 3 houses already in Kankakee and sold the lots, I believe. I don't know if you sold the lots or not. nobody really fills us in on what's going on, so we get a report every now
Actually,
and
we knocked down the houses in the county. Two of
Pardon?
them. 2 houses were knocked down in the county.
Two houses were?
Yeah. One was
So
on
they were
Baseline
knocked down.
Road,
Yeah, okay,
and the other one was on State Route 115. And those
Okay.
lots were conveyed to the
okay,
adjacent property owner.
okay,
Many of the properties that we come across within the county are in bad shape, and most of them need to be demolished. Now, one of the things that I do have is a really fresh list of properties that will most likely meet our criteria. This list has over 100 properties on it spread out throughout the county.
yeah,
And so I'm working with our technical assistance people to help narrow those properties down to the ones that we feel we can realistically go after and get. I do understand your pain, because when I drive out to certain places and I see people living next to deplorable properties, I want to tear them down. But at this point, I've been getting some push to not go after demolitions, but to stay with things that are resale. But as we continue to go forward, I think that will be something that gets back on our radar.
Got it. Let's go with Ms. Foster.
Good morning, Dr. Crawford.
Good morning.
I just want to say that when we look at housing, we talk about housing for the whole county, even though it may be in Kankakee. And I have seen some houses that had went into the dust in Pembroke Township, and people came along and have revitalized and rebuilt those houses. So I think we can do that with this house as well. You know, we just had a meeting with the Economic Alliance, and one of the key things that we keep driving home is that we need housing in Kankakee.
Yes.
We need housing for these young families. So, you know, I'm in favor of giving you the money because it's a reimbursement.
Yeah.
Once you get the money back from the grant, it'll go back to the county. So I'm in favor because we do need housing.
Yeah,
We need housing all over the county.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And again, the land bank has the funds to pay for the acquisitions, but we would like it to be reimbursed through the grant. So that's why we're coming to you. We're not asking you necessarily to pay for these things.
Okay.
We are asking that we have access to the grant so that the land bank can be reimbursed for the funds that we spend to acquire these properties. I don't know if I made that clear before.
A few more questions. Let's go with Mr. Lowy.
Mr. Featherling, 2 Charlton Drive is actually in the county itself. It's not attached to any village or city that I'm aware of.
Got it. Thank you.
Correct.
Let's go with Ms. Turner for moments.
I just wonder, do you have some type of sheet or list of things that you have done? So he said you never get back to us, don't know what's going on.
Okay, yeah.
If could see
Yeah.
what's.
Yeah, I can send out information.
Yeah.
I recently sent the entire county board some updates
Okay.
as to where we are.
Yeah, I think that's all I wanted. Thanks.
Great. Any other questions? Mr. Long? No. No other questions or discussion?
So the ask today is $20,000, up not to exceed $20,000 of the SCP2 funds.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a request looking for a motion to recommend to the full board. Mr. Dunnell, Ms. Foster, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those
Aye.
opposed say nay. Okay, so, okay, yes, got it. We'll do a roll call since it is an expenditure of money.
Mr. Featherling,
Aye.
Mr. Miller,
Aye.
Mr. Long. Ms. Weber. Mr. Donnell. Ms. Foster. Mr. Kirkstra. Ms. Monday.
Aye.
Ms. Amber Turner. Mr. Lowy.
Aye.
Ms. Denise Turner. Mr. Alexander Hildebrand. Motion carries.
Great, thanks for the reminder on that. Anything else under planning? If not, then we'll move to old business. Any old business to come before the committee this morning? Seeing none. Item 7, new business.
I have one announcement.
Sure, go ahead, Bill.
Just like to introduce all of you to Miss Tyler Goodrich. She's a new planner in our office. Will be helping me with stand up, please. There you go. She'll be helping me with development regulations. You'll probably be seeing a lot more of her. Are you on day what, 15? Yeah, 15, 17. So she just got started. So we'll get her up to speed and get moving. She'll be doing a lot of the zoning and regulatory planning. All right.
Excellent. Thanks, Del. Welcome. Any other new business? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Ms. Denise Turner and Ms. Foster. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, stay here. All right.